crazy thing about mine is I was wrong. I was wrong about what my attachment style was. I thought I was the anxious attachment type. It all depends on the person you are with. Okay? And if you're with someone who gives you tiny little crumbs, right? They're doing this push pull thing with you. If you're a secure person, you'll eventually start feeling anxious. Okay? And you'll be able to be like, okay, I'm done. This really isn't working for me, because they know what they require, what they want, and they are going to speak up. All right, a secure attachment person would believe when I need support, I am comfortable with reaching out to people I trust. Okay, I'm just checking out my notes out here. The anxious attachment is I often worry that my partner doesn't love me as much as I love them. Avoidant attachment, I value independence so much that closeness often feels comfortable, but they still want it. Okay, but they're going to keep you at arm's length. Disorganized or fearful avoidant, I crave closeness, but I'm also afraid of being hurt or rejected. So I thought, because I happened to be with a avoidant, that I was the anxious attachment type, because I started to feel anxious when I didn't get responses. Like, I was looking at all my reactions being with this person to equal, like, okay, I guess I am the anxious attachment, when I didn't have that at all. I was completely wrong, and it was because I wasn't looking at all of my relationships. I was just looking at one. I was like too zoomed in on one relationship to where I completely had it wrong. Okay? So here's some things that may help you determine which one yours is. Okay? The secure attachment person can easily speak up for what they want and what they need. Okay? And they can easily let go, because like they're like, this isn't meeting my needs. This doesn't feel good. I'm done. The anxious attachment, which that's what I thought I was. Okay? They often worry their partner doesn't love them as much as they love them. They don't get a quick reply. They feel anxious and rejected. Okay? And they overgive and work hard to keep the relationship going. Okay? So I did that. I did the second and third one. And I thought because I did those things that I was the anxious attachment. The fearful avoidant is actually like both. It's like the avoidant with the anxious attachment. Okay? They swing back and forth. But because I was with someone who was an avoidant, it pushed me to be more anxious leaning. Okay? All right, an avoidant. This is the stay at arm's length, right? I value independence so much that closeness often feels uncomfortable. It scares the shit out of them. Okay? When others want too much from me emotionally, I pull away. I often feel safer relying on myself than depending on others. Disorganized. So this is what I realized I was. Okay, I crave closeness, but also afraid of being hurt and rejected. I sometimes swing between wanting intimacy and pushing people away. That's the push-pull, okay? I've experienced a relationship where love felt unsafe or unpredictable, okay? So, when you heal your attachment style, so the goal is to be secure, okay? To actually be able to speak up and say, I want this, I need this. You don't feel weird, squirmy, ashamed. It's just simply, I want this, I need this. Like, it's not a big deal, right? You just feel secure in yourself. You don't need your security from outside. You don't need people to give you certain things so that you feel good and solid and whole on the inside. Because a secure attachment person has that inside of them because they got that foundation when they were a child. Or you can heal your attachment style. Okay? So mine was the disorganized or the fearful avoidant. So what would happen is I looked at one relationship instead of looking at all my relationships to see which style I had. Okay? So take a step back and look at the patterns that you are with everyone, your brother, sister, mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, and see authority figures and see how you interact. Can you easily speak up for your needs? Do you feel ashamed of your needs? Do you feel like you crave more closeness and you keep wanting more and more and more and more reassurance? Okay. Or are you like, yeah, I like you right there. Don't come any closer because I feel suffocated. Like I need to be independent. I need my independence. Okay. When you learn, okay, to feel safe and whole on the inside and you don't need anyone to complete you. That is what a secure attachment looks like. Now, if somebody doesn't call or text me, instead of before I was like, because I had the fearful avoidant, I just wouldn't say anything. It would feel bad and then I wouldn't say anything. And then I would feel all anxious inside. And then if I did speak up, I would feel ashamed. because I learned I had to meet my own needs. I didn't have someone that I could rely on and depend on to support me and be there for me. Okay, so I learned like needs were gross and bad, and like I don't want to be needy at all. Like needs are disgusting. So I just wouldn't speak up. And now that I have the secure attachment style that I worked, you're basically rewiring your brain and your nervous system to where you feel secure. Like before, someone could walk behind me and make a loud noise and I would totally jump. That's your nervous system, right? And now I don't get activated like that. It takes a lot for me to get activated. And you can do this by rewiring your brain. How amazing is that? It's called neuroplasticity. So no matter if you're struggling in your relationships, in love, know that you can heal your attachment style and completely change how you show up. When you can heal your attachment style, you show up completely different and you can actually attract the secure attachment style. How amazing is that? So, for all my ladies out there who are attracting Mr. Unavailable again and again and again, this is what's happening. Okay, you have the anxious or disorganized type and you keep attracting the avoidant over and over and over again. And then you have this horrific push pull happening, which is you call and text and they make you wait, right? And eventually you're like, I'm effing done, right? And you distance yourself and they can tell you've distanced yourself and then they come back. And then when it's like, okay, this person is no longer like the avoidance, like, okay, like they're fine now. I don't feel them distancing themselves, like they've come back closer to me, right? I'm in control. Then they'll pull away again. It's this horrible like rubber band effect. It's very toxic on your body. It feels really bad. And that's how you can start choosing healthier relationships. Because when you level up, how you're able to give and receive love, how do you handle when someone keeps you waiting? Are you able to speak up confidently? Are you able to feel secure knowing what you want and what you need and not feel icky and gross? And that's shame. That's what that is. So when you can speak up clearly and confidently and know, yeah, I deserve this. That's how a secure person's able to do that because they feel whole on the inside. Whereas us anxious attachers or disorganized attachers are like we're so afraid of being left or being hurt that we are just showing up in that way, right? To try to get our needs met, and stay safe. But it backfires because, like I said, we're attracting people that are making it worse. So if you're an anxious attachment person and you're attracting an avoidant, right? You're going to feel worse. You can't feel secure in that relationship. And if you happen to attract someone who's secure, okay, then if that person doesn't understand what's going on, they're going to be like, what's going on with you? Like you keep demanding and you keep wanting reassurance. And it's just like this endless thing. It really does. It takes significant work to be able to do that. And it is definitely worth it because when you heal your attachment style, you can get the love you actually deserve, okay? And I have a real love cheat sheet below that I'm going to pin that if you guys, like I had to go through hell to learn the stuff I'm going to teach you in that cheat sheet, okay? So check it out. It's going to teach you my 3 top secrets to getting the love you deserve, to getting the love, adoration, cherishing that you crave, okay? And then when you can see which one you have, it's like your eyes are open for the first time. You can see why you're reacting the way you're reacting. And then in those moments, you can make a choice. Oh, I don't have to react like that anymore. I know this is because my needs weren't met as a child or because I was, my environment when I grew up was too chaotic. I felt suffocated as a child. So this is why I'm reacting that way in my relationship. This is how I react when it comes to love. And then you can make a different choice in the moment. Okay? Let me give you an example. So say you text someone and you're pretty sure you have the anxious attachment, right? You text someone, they don't text back. What's going to happen? You're going to get anxious. Okay? You're going to get anxious. I mean, that's the name of the attachment style, right? You're going to get anxious. And what do you think you're going to do? You're going to keep wanting to call, wanting to, and want to text. Okay? But double text, a triple text isn't cool. Okay? Puts pressure on other people. Maybe they're busy. No one wants to look at their phone and see 12 missing texts or 20 missed calls, right? So, you self-soothe. You self-soothe. Do you guys know how to self-soothe? Let me know in the chat. What do you do to self-soothe? Or let's just say what self-soothe means. It means make yourself feel better. Okay? It can't be drinking or doing something else that's bad for you. And it's so, so simple. I just did it. Breathing. All you can do is breathe. But, you're not breathing with your shoulders. This is what happens when we breathe with our shoulders. We don't want to do that. We don't want to breathe. I guess technically it's with your chest. We want to breathe with our lower tummy, and that's your diaphragm. This will soothe that anxiety and start to rewire your nervous system, because you can catch yourself like you're about to be triggered or you're already triggered. Oh shit, I need to do the breathing, right? So this is all you got to do. It's like uber simple. You just lean back or lay back and put your hands on your lower tummy, and you feel your lower tummy expand like a balloon. So as I'm taking a breath in, this actually feels really nice. One hand in your chest and one hand in your lower tummy. See, my shoulders aren't going up. You'll feel your lower tummy expand, and you just want to do it slow. Like, make your exhale longer than your inhale. Pause. Pause. Navy SEALs do this. So if a Navy SEAL who has to live and breathe life or death situations, if it helps them, it will help you. I promise you. So when the anxiety comes up, okay, or you're the fearful avoidant and you're like, damn it, but I need this and I want this and I really want some help, but I don't like asking for help because this feels uncomfortable and they're just going to let me down and I got to do everything myself. It's going to be scary, but you can ask for something small. Ask for something small, real small. Like, can you pick me up a tea at the gas station? You don't got to go like in the deep end and say your deepest fears and the biggest need you have. Start in baby steps with someone who is a safe person. Notice I said safe person. Don't ask the person who keeps disappointing you again and again and again. Don't ask them for shit, okay? Because that's just going to trigger you. So the anxious person has to soothe their anxiety. The fearful avoidant needs to speak up and start asking for little tiny things. And then when you're afraid and you start feeling anxious and oh my God, the shame may come up, do the breathing. And the avoidant, okay. So I knew an avoidant, all right? And I helped this person. This was a friend of mine. And I helped this person like, look, you got to be vulnerable. I know it scares the shit out of you. Be vulnerable. Say, I feel this. I feel sad. I feel scared. This is hard. You just start showing someone and telling someone your inner world. The feelings, emotions, sensations, the disappointments, the needs, the wants, the preferences. You just start sharing that, and it's going to feel scary. Okay? Like, that's going to be the opposite of what the avoidant wants to do. Is they are not going to want to share and put themselves in a position where they feel vulnerable. Okay? But that's exactly what you need to do. Okay? Is to tell people, especially if you're someone who's anxious attachment, like that's what they crave. They crave that deep connection with you. They want to know what's going on. What are you thinking about? What are you feeling? Give them an effing bone. Let them know. I'm thinking about this. I'm struggling with this. This is hard. This is, I can't do this anymore. Like, let them know, and they will be so appreciative because they'll feel closer to you. Okay? We don't need to feel suffocated. Just think about this. Like, you may feel suffocated or controlled, but ask yourself this: is this person really being controlling? They just asked me how my day was. They just asked me what's going on. You look sad. Are they trying to suffocate you? Are they trying to control you? Then that is not a fact. That's a feeling. And then you can make a decision in the moment, like, okay, no, I'm going to share. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm going to share. I'm going to open up. And then, like, watch their eyes light up. This is like what they're waiting on. They're waiting on that amazing, juicy connection. And then the next time they're, texting you, calling you a gazillion times, say, hey, look, I get it. You need a response, but I need 10 minutes right now. Or I can't get back with you for another hour. Instead of avoiding them, let them know. They will appreciate that. Rather than just leaving them hanging, that doesn't feel good. Love isn't supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be a struggle. Okay, so if it is, there's something off. I have a Blocks to Getting Real Love quiz on my website, sabrinaphoenix.com. And that's going to show you the blocks to you receiving the love that you really want. You deserve a relationship that is amazing with someone just as awesome as you are. I want you to know that.